At the end of every year, I sit down and reflect on what I've learned so far. I have been conducting this self-reflection exercise for the last 10 years with varying degrees of structures and vigor. There's no specific aim or purpose to this exercise. The goal is to put on wings, fly up to 10,000 feet, and assess myself and the year that just passed. Generally speaking, the reflection has been free-flowing and has resulted in a jumble of thoughts and words in my notebook. But this year felt different. It was a uniquely transformative year for my life. So for the first time, I attempted to synthesize the jumble, to abstract the chaos into something simple and coherent. Today's video is the result of that attempt. My 21 lessons learned in 2021. Lesson number 1, engineered serendipity. I believe that some of what we call luck is the macro result of thousands of micro actions. Your daily habits can put you in a position where luck is more likely to strike. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. This quote, attributed to the Roman philosopher Seneca, reminds us that we make our own luck. The difference between lucky and unlucky people, as we've seen before, are all in our perspective. Lucky people generate their own good fortune through 4 basic principles. Firstly, they are skilled at creating and noticing opportunities. Having long-term goals help you identify good opportunities when they arise. There are multiple steps to achieving goals. The right opportunity can help propel you down the right path. Secondly, they make lucky decisions by listening to their intuition. If it seems too good to be true, it usually is. Most get-rich schemes are just that, schemes. Because with great reward come great efforts. Thirdly, they create self-fulfilling prophecies through positive expectations. Be realistic about your opportunities. Don't expect one opportunity to change your life. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, because if you lose that basket, you end up losing everything. So you need diversification to spread your risk, thereby protecting yourself. Last but not the least, they adapt resilient attitude that transforms bad luck into good ones. Having a positive outlook and perspective can be the one thing that changes your life the most. Try to find silver lining in all situations, even if it doesn't go your way. And always remember, if it's meant to be, it will be. So my advice is for you to increase your serendipity area. Engineer your own serendipity. Serendipity is when someone accidentally finds something good. An example of serendipity is when you find money in the pocket of a coat you haven't worn in a long time. An unsought, unintended, or unexpected but fortunate discovery or learning experience that happens by accident. Lesson number 2, pessimists sound smart, but optimists get rich. Pessimists look at the future and see all the doors that are closed. However, optimists look at the future and see all the doors that are open. And they will sometimes even kick down some of the closed doors too. So surround yourself with optimists, people who believe the future is bright and will make it so. Have you ever wondered whether you are around people who are pessimists or optimists, or around people who see the cup half full or half empty? Then I have a recommendation for you. There is a quick and easy psychological test that you can do on your friends or family members to see whether they are pessimists or optimists. Grab a clear glass from the cupboard and fill it halfway with water. Place it on the table and ask your family or friends to describe it. Some people will probably say the glass is half full. Others will look at it and proclaim the glass is half empty. Since both groups will be correct, what does this test tell you? Psychologists use tests like this to test whether somebody is an optimist or a pessimist. Optimists will usually say the glass is half full, while pessimists always look at it and say this glass is half empty. Optimists tend to focus on the good because they will see that there's still water available to drink. Pessimists, on the other hand, will focus on the negative because what they will see is there's water missing from what has been a full glass. Optimists tend to look on the bright side. They are hopeful and search for good opportunities even in bad situations. Pessimists, on the other hand, tend to be very negative. While pessimists will usually proclaim that they are being realists, they will always search and find the black cloud behind every silver lining. Optimists aren't happy all the time, and pessimists aren't unhappy all the time. Every person experiences a range of emotions, both good and bad, positive and negative, in a typical day week, or month. Happily ever after only happens in fairy tales. We all face obstacles. However, how we respond to these obstacles will make all the difference in this world. Optimists tend to see obstacles as opportunities. As a result, optimists who expect good things to happen tend to take actions that lead to positive results. Pessimists, meanwhile, can easily be stemmed by obstacles. When they expect negative results, they tend not to take actions that will minimize or even remove the risk that they expect to lead to negative results. Scientists who studied optimism have found that people who tend to see the glass as half full are mostly happier, healthier, and even sometimes wealthier. But is it all a matter of just maintaining a positive attitude? Maybe not. Lesson number 3, the exponential growth challenge. Human brains cannot fathom the insane power of exponential growth. We consistently underestimate its impact. When you are on an exponential growth curve, stop setting specific goals. Strap in, keep your head back, and enjoy the ride. The question I'm often asked is, how do I achieve exponential growth? It won't surprise you that there's no silver bullet answer to this question. Anyone that gives you a 5-step guarantee action list should be approached with caution. The truth is, some questions are very difficult to answer, and very few people have the insight to be able to answer them. Just imagine that someone could give you a precise strategy for you to grow 10 times faster, help millions of people, and make a difference to the world like you set out to. Well, that person exists and has been with you on the entire journey, and that person is you. Lesson number 4, work like a lion. Most people are not wired to work 9 to 5. Modern work culture is just a remnant of the industrial age. Long periods of steady, monotonous work hours. If your goal is to be inspired and be creative, you will have to work like a lion. Working like a lion is simply sprint when inspired, rest, then repeat. This is something that I've pondered since I heard it from a friend in 2021. The way people tend to work most effectively, especially in the knowledge work, is to sprint as hard as they can while they are inspired to work, then rest. They take long breaks. It is more like a lion hunting and less like a marathoner running. You sprint, then you rest. You reassess, and then try again. You end up building a marathon of sprints. Don't work like a cow grazing on the field all day. People who say they work 80 hours a week or even 120 hours a week are often just status signaling. It's just showing off. Nobody really works 80 or 120 hours a week at high output with mental clarity. Your brain breaks down and you won't have good ideas. So my advice is to work like a lion and not like a cow grazing on the field all day. Lesson number 5, overestimate a day, underestimate a year. We overestimate what we can accomplish in a day and underestimate what can be accomplished in a full year. To fight this, focus on small daily actions that compound over the long term. Small things become big things. When in doubt, zoom out. Lesson number 6, ruthlessly eliminate negativity. Everyone has a few negative people in their circle. They tell you to be realistic. They laugh at your ambition. My advice is eliminate this negativity from your life. It is a boat anchor holding you back from your true potential. I advise you cut that line. Lesson number 7, tolerance for uncertainty. Having a high tolerance for uncertainty is a unique competitive advantage. It prevents you from settling. When we fear uncertainty, we settle to escape its grasp. Tolerate uncertainty for a bit longer and don't settle for less than what you deserve. Embrace the benefits of uncertainty. Time and time again, I was reminded in 2021 that within every challenge is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to lead. The challenge of uncertainty is no different. Uncertainty causes us to think differently and creatively, and to focus on the present. It tests our character, our strength, and our wisdom. Lesson number 8, step into the arena. It is easy to stand on the sidelines, but hard to be in the arena. It is scary to put yourself out there, to expose yourself and become vulnerable, but it makes all the difference. So I advise that you get off the sidelines. Be the man or the woman in the arena. You can't win the lottery if you don't buy the ticket. Stepping into the arena is scary. Stepping into the arena is putting yourself, your reputation, your money out there and at risk. Stepping into the arena is you are facing head on the possibility that you will fail. and fail in front of family and friends who are counting on you, who have been cheering on you all this while. But note that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So my advice is that you start shooting at some of your goals in 2022. Lesson number 9 was to go for more walks. If you want to get unstuck, I advise that you go for a walk. No phone, no music, no podcast, just you and your thoughts and some fresh air. When you let your mind wander in its true state, good things happen. It works, I guarantee it, because I've tried it and it worked for me. Walking will help you trim your waistline and improve your health. It doesn't need to be complicated. Something as simple as a brisk walk can help you live a healthier life. The faster, the further, and the more frequent you walk, the greater the benefit. For example, you may start out as an average walker, then work your way up to walking faster, then walk up to a mile in a shorter amount of time than average walker, similar to power walks. This can be a great way to get aerobic activity, improve your heart health, and increase your endurance whilst burning calories. Lesson number 10, put family first. In September 2019, I woke up one morning and I was greeted with the news that my dad has passed away. That was when I realized that the time that we have to spend with our family on this earth is shorter than we ever thought. I missed out on my last conversation with him because I was too busy to pick up a phone call, just because I felt I was moderating a meeting and that call could wait. But guess what? That call never happened again because he was no more. The simple moments with our family and friends are literally priceless, so you should value them as such. Life is short and fragile. You will never regret spending more time with loved ones. Trust me. My advice is to put first things first, and that applies to family as much as anything. So here is my quick list on how you can put family first in this whole work-life dynamic. First, leave work at a particular time every day. Whether it's 4, 5, or 6 p.m., try to stick to a particular time. That way, your family can plan their life around you because they will be able to predict your availability. Secondly, surprise your loved ones every now and then by coming home early. This works every time and it shows your family that you don't always put work before them. Your partner might not be crazy about flowers, but trust me, a gift of you coming home early might be a better gift from you to her. Show up at the back door and surprise them. They will be happier to see you. Thirdly, believe in the concept of a meeting with yourself. That way you can live on time, knowing that your meeting is actually getting home early to spend time with your family and loved ones. Go into work late once in a while. This can't apply to everyone, but if your work allows you that flexibility, choose to go in late every once in a while and make up for it in the back end. Sometimes breakfast with family, instead of rushing out, can go a long way to let them know that you value them more than the work. Last but not least, turn off the gear when you are home. When you are home, don't check your email or your phone. This is super difficult, I know, but trust me, nothing tells somebody that you are less important than when you are spending time with them and you are on your phone, either checking your mail or responding to other people. You are not 100% there. By practicing these habits of family first, you will let your family know that they matter most to you. Now that's habits that will pay dividend now and in the future. Lesson number 11 is to let you know that the dots really connect. In 2005 Stanford commencement speech, Steve Jobs talks about having faith that somehow the dots in your life will end up connecting. In 2021, I finally started seeing the dots in my life connecting. Not perfectly, but the connections are slowly coming into view. It's a beautiful and encouraging thing. I got clarity on some things that I've been battling with all my life. If you haven't seen yours yet, my advice is that you stay the course. Trust in something. Lesson number 12 is darkest before the dawn. In May, I got rejected for a job after months of interviews. It was a gut punch. I felt lost in the darkness. I went to sleep with no motivation or vision of what I want to focus on the following morning. Put it simply, it sucked. But within a week, an amazing path magically came into view. It's always darkest before the dawn. It's a cliche, but I now believe it's true. Lesson number 13, learn to say no. I always had a really tough time saying no. I would take on too much, then be forced to grind my way through it. The ability to say no is a superpower of highly successful people. Be deliberate about what you spend your time on and who you spend your time with. It is important to be able to say no, so you feel empowered whilst you still maintain your relationship with people. Saying no helps you to establish boundaries and helps others to get clarity of what they can expect from you, because you are being honest and authentic, qualities that cultivate healthy relationships. You might inspire others to set healthy boundaries with you or others in the future, which could improve their relationships as well. Lesson number 14. Pay it forward. No matter how far you go, always remember that you didn't make it on your own. So remember to pay it forward. Be a mentor. Be a champion for others. Their growth should be a source of tremendous joy and pride. The simplest way to define pay it forward is when somebody does something for you, instead of paying the person back directly, do something for someone else instead. Paying it forward can make the world a better place. 10 simple examples of paying it forward that you can do today include simple acts of holding the door or elevator open for somebody else, creating a Facebook fundraiser for someone in need, donating your unused extras for somebody else to use, running for a cause, do the dishes and make your bed, treat someone else whilst you treat yourself, volunteer, pick up the trash, host a drive, smile and give someone else a compliment. Lesson number 15. Operate in your zone of genius. Your zone of genius is where your passion, skill and interest align. Find yours and slowly shift your life to spend more time in it. Start playing games you are uniquely well suited to winning. You will find more happiness, fulfillment and success in this zone. Your genius zone might be your language, your home country, your college degree, your work experience, a hobby, or a completely different combination of skills, traits, and experience. While your genius zone might be related to your innate talents and abilities you possess, you don't need to feel pigeonholed. Lesson number 16 is the big change dilemma. Small changes can happen naturally. However, big changes happen with massive deliberate push. You cannot expect big changes to happen on their own. You have to force the issue. It can be scary sometimes. If you believe in something, close your eyes and take the jump. Lesson number 17. Delegate uncomfortably early. If you have to ask if it's time to delegate, then it's already too late. Trust me, I've learned this the hard way. When you are building or growing, it is important to delegate or outsource early so it feels uncomfortable. Leverage is a beautiful thing. One of the difficult transitions for leaders is the shift from doing to leading. As a new manager, you can never get away with holding on to work. Peers and bosses may admire you for rolling up your sleeves and tackle tactical assignments. But as your responsibilities become more complex, the difference between an effective leader and a supersized individual contributor who has a leader's title becomes painfully evident. Lesson number 18. Say thank you more. Show more gratitude to people who have mentored, supported or helped you, not just on special occasions, but every other day. I appreciate you is the most frequently sent text of mine. Why? Because it's true. Gratitude makes the world a better place. If you want someone to help you, try expressing an attitude of gratitude. A new study suggests that those two words can go a long way. Saying thank you leads other people to see you as a warmer human being and consequently may be more interested in engaging with you socially and be open to supporting you in the future and build a relationship with you. Lesson number 19. Talk less, listen more. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen as twice as we talk. I love to talk, always have, and always will. But as I continue to find myself in rooms where I'm out of depth, I have learned to listen more and talk less. Lesson here is get into those rooms where you have to listen more and talk less. The thing is, when we are doing the talking, we are typically not doing a whole lot of listening, and thereby we are not learning anything. You can learn a lot from other people's stories. You just need to listen. The way we communicate with people say a whole lot about us, even if you don't say a word. Words are more powerful than you think. And no matter how simple this sounds, you need to know what to say and when to say it. Only speak when you have something important to say. Lesson number 20. Build new circles. The internet has made it very easy to connect with people all over the world instantaneously. Use it to your advantage. Build new circles because it will be a positive sum. Decentralized friend groups are a multiplier of new growth. When one person wins, we all win. Lesson number 21. Do things you will never regret. A few things I will never regret: calling my parents, dinner with my family, going for a walk when I'm stressed, drinking a bunch of water the first thing in the morning, exercising for at least 30 minutes every day, sleeping 8 hours a night. Make your list. Spend more time on things you will never regret and less time on things that you will do. There you have it, my 21 lessons in 2021. This was hopefully my successful attempt at abstracting the chaos of my 2021 into some value that other people can learn from. It was a crazy year, and I feel lucky that I was able to build a community around me. You all have to enrich your life in many ways, and I'm appreciative of having each one of you. So let me know in the comment section some of your lessons from 2021 that others can also learn from, or some of the new things that you think you will do in 2022 based on the things that you learned from 2021. Thank you, and see you in the next video. I know I should be investing in myself. You know you should also be investing in yourself. We have heard that a million times already, but are we really investing in ourselves? So instead